right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another conversation time. It is Cinco de Mayo. Give us just a minute here and let us get settled in. Bear with me just a minute. All right. So let a few more people get in here, and you know how it goes. If you're in here with us, comment, let us say, or let us know. Let's say something. It's called conversation time for a reason. You good?
Yeah, just getting everything straight.
It takes a minute.
You said Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Mm-hmm.
I had that on my list.
That's why I said it. And it's Cinco de Mayo.
Let me give birthday shout outs. I got to shout out my boy Aji,
Happy birthday.
34. I'm just glad I made it this far.
What did you... I'm not messing with you today.
I'm wise. But, yeah, everybody keeps thinking Cinco de Mayo's Mexican Independence Day.
It's because nobody really knows and pays attention. They just want to drink and eat tacos.
Yeah, it's actually put it in part of the segment to give some quick history. It's a common misconception that Cinco de Mayo is a celebration of Mexican independence from Spain, but Mexico's Independence Day is actually September 16th. May 5th. It rather honors Mexico's unlikely victory over France in 1862, the Battle of Puebla, where Mexican forces were largely outnumbered. And while it's a relatively minor holiday in Mexico, the United States celebrates Cinco de Mayo has evolved into a commencement of Mexican culture and heritage, particularly in areas with large Mexican-American populations. But I guess
is it
it
really?
just spans across the U.S.
Or do we really just eat tacos and drink tequila?
And I think that's the big thing now. I think everyone wants to just have a reason to celebrate. I mean, it's cool, though. Don't get it wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I partake.
I mean, how
I
many
enjoy
Mexican American, parades and not parades, but festivals and whatnot do you see? Like,
Because it's not Independence Day. It's,
it doesn't have to necessarily be Independence Day. If we're celebrating something from that culture, I feel like there should be something.
we're going to take it.
Than a food special.
Yeah, Americans, we're going to flip it into a celebration. So everyone that's out celebrating, be safe, enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
That was my little. It's also Mental Health Awareness Month for May. So May is a time to raise awareness and reduce the stigma surrounding behavioral health issues, as we highlight multiple ways to help with mental illness. Addiction can affect us all, patients, providers, and family, and our society at large. So put that out there. So those are my two.
That's all you have for today.
Yeah, just, highlighting May. We just got started, man. We're in May
Well,
already.
how about you highlight Mother's Day, too, is coming up.
Oh, that is next week.
Wow. Thanks, babe.
I'm still having a hard time believing that we're in May already.
It is, yeah. It is kind of rough. I mean, like, after you get past February, everything just kind of sails on through.
Yeah, we're almost halfway through the year.
I know. It's nuts. It feels like it's going faster, but, I mean, I don't know. They say things go faster once you have a kid, too, so who knows?
Ooh, yeah.
What you get me for Mother's Day?
I'll let you know on the 14th.
Because you ain't got it.
Yeah, still got a whole week.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
But weekly updates. What happened last week?
What was last week?
I can't keep track anymore. It was
The last week in April.
Katie Beth's birthday.
Katie Beth's birthday. She came in town, and we had a very chill celebration. Very
I keep telling you, once you
family-oriented.
get past a certain age, you just want to go out for a nice meal, want to be off your feet, don't want to do too much.
Well, I don't know if she's gotten to that age yet. She may have.
She hangs out with older people, so.
So she don't have a choice.
Yeah, the days, going out and being immature and
Well,
wild.
I mean, seeing how it's not safe anymore.
Yeah, that too.
But no, she said she had a good time. That's really what she wanted to do. We hung out with family, and enjoyed each other's company and whatnot. And ate good food.
That's all. Yeah, that's all I'm here for nowadays. It's just good food with good company.
Mm-hmm.
Then this week we got Strawberry Festival tomorrow.
Technically, it started today. I don't really know why it started today when people are in at work and whatnot. I guess
What they have today?
it was a full day today.
Well, we could have went
It's
out
only
there
today and tomorrow. No, because by the time I got off work, it closed at 6.
Mhm.
So, but tomorrow is from pretty much. Tomorrow is from 10 to 4, I want to say. And then Sunday, you've got taqueritas.
Yeah, I'm here for that. Is this the
good.
first time we're doing it? Tacos and Margarita Festival.
I think so.
Yeah. Strawberry Festival's tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
Saturday. Taqueritas Fest is
Sunday.
both in Elmwood Park. Yeah, Elmwood Park's about to go up this weekend. It's nice weather outside, some real good events. So yeah, I'm excited to participate.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I don't know. I can't remember what annual Strawberry Fest this is, but I know that they're up there. Let's see if I can find it.
But yeah, moving into movies, TV, and entertainment. I had a couple shows that recently went on their finale.
43rd. Sorry.
43rd. Okay, cool. 43rd year for the Strawberry Festival. But the Bel Air finale just wrapped up.
It was good.
And the show's grown on me. I know initially when we first heard that they were rebooting The Fresh Prince, everybody was like, oh, how you going to do that with a classic? But I like the direction they've gone into. This second season, I think once that nostalgia of it being Bel Air wore off and was like, all right, we know who these characters are. We got an understanding of the dynamics of the show. We were able just to chill for the second season, watch it, enjoy it for what it was. And I ain't putting no spoiler alerts out because people should have watched it by now. It's been like 2 weeks. So this ain't the Fresh Prince we grew up on.
No.
This ain't the Carlton. This ain't the Will.
It's definitely not the Carlton.
Yeah, Carlton doing coke. He doing hard drugs.
Hard.
No spoiler alerts either, because y'all should have watched it by now. But the show, they went on a whole different direction.
Well, it's more of a drama than it is like a sitcom.
Like a drama. There ain't no sitting calm at all watching this show. Like I'm always on the edge of my seat. Like, what's going on? Like Will always has his stuff going. Always every episode gotta let people know he's from West Philly.
Every episode, like we get it.
Yeah, he's always I'm from West Philly. We know Will. We know you from West Philly.
We've known it for years.
Carlton, he just got high anxiety, and like I said, he's just a whole drug head now.
I'm not a fan of not Lisa, Jackie's character. Like I like Jackie in the original, and maybe it's because it was Tyra Banks, but I'm just not a fan of how they're playing this character with her on this one. But I mean, maybe she'll turn around in the next season, but who knows?
But yeah, I mean, I've been enjoying it, and I can't wait to see the third season. I think they explore a lot of different dynamics. They do a good job of building out the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everyone on that show does a real good job. So
Jeffrey, I think, is pretty.
Yeah. Like to see more of his backstory.
I think we're going to here soon.
But I've been enjoying the show. Can't wait for that to come back on. We had an opportunity to go see Chevalier in theaters.
It's very nice.
For people that don't know, I'm gonna butcher the last name. What was the name?
Baloney.
Joseph.
It was. It sounds like baloney, like the. What do you want? Phonetic term, I guess, of it, like Bologna or something. I think is what it is. Something of that nature.
I don't think that's.
I swear to you, it's what it is.
But pretty much it. His father was. I guess he wasn't really affluent. He was just a slave owner who had an inappropriate relationship with one of the slaves. I mean, we hear this story time and time again. But the boy was gifted enough where his father was able to move him to France and get him into one of the charter schools there. And he just had an ear for music, most notably the violin, which we never heard any of this growing up at all. Because why would we? We didn't realize until at the end of the movie where they said when Napoleon was leading the French Revolution, they tried to bury his music. But he was a composer. He wrote a lot of music, had befriended a lot of people during that time in France.
Well, at one point he was friends with the
crowd.
Queen.
Yeah, and it just told his story about how he tried to rise up and just being a mixed race child. How we see it time and time again. Society looked at him a certain type of way, didn't really give him the opportunities that he wanted, or that he should have had for someone with his talent. Even to the point, I did some back reading. It said like Mozart. Yeah, Mozart, Beethoven, yeah.
Mozart. It's Mozart.
Yeah, they were biting his style and taking it of their own. But yeah, the movie, I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was. They tried to compare it to like that show Bridgerton that all the women were going wild for.
We're not going wild.
Nah, y'all were going wild. Like, well, oh, Bridgerton's out. I'm like, okay.
It's a good show.
But yeah, it was a Toronto film.
I did not know.
Yeah, they previewed
film
it
festival
at the film festival. But I mean, I enjoyed the movie. Like I typically don't really watch French influenced films, but
well, I mean, how many French influenced films have we out there that we would, you know?
I mean, but now this one, I mean, I was interested in. So yeah, if y'all got time, I don't think it's gonna be in theaters long, but yeah, y'all can catch it on like a Redbox, catch it on a streaming site. Yeah, it's definitely entertaining. I just enjoyed hearing about the history of this particular guy. And, I mean, the music selection, I was in the theater vibing. I was like, man, I might go pick me up a little violin and take some lessons or something. But it was cool for what it was. I mean, I enjoyed it.
Nice.
Peter Pan and Wendy just released on Disney Plus. They do a Peter Pan movie like every 5 years.
So I never really watched like the original Peter Pan, like the cartoon version. So I wasn't entirely sure of the storyline. Like I had a gist of it, but I mean it was okay. And you know, this is, I'm sure it was getting a lot of backlash as well too, because Peter Pan is Mexican, I guess, or at the least Latino.
He's some nationality.
He's not white. Let's just put it that way. And then the girl from Blackish, what is her name?
Yari.
Yari is playing Tinkerbell, and I thought she did such a cute job because, you know, Tinkerbell don't really say too many words in most of the versions of it, but she did such a good job. But it was good. I thought, and then Jude Law is Hook.
Mm-hmm. I mean, people that enjoy that Peter Pan story. I mean, it's like I said, they do a Peter Pan story every couple of years. I mean, it was something cool to watch. I particularly enjoy watching things on Disney Plus because I don't have to go far from my couch.
It is free.
Able to throw it on. But, I mean, it's cool. You know, it's just a story told from a different way. I mean, we all know the gist pretty much. Peter Pan, Lost Boys, or Lost People in this sense. But
Lost People. And they said, so I've seen, you know, of course, everybody has their own theories and whatnot of the Brothers Grimm original stories of what these were and whatnot. So I think one of the theories is that Peter Pan, the only reason he never grows up or something like that is because he's already dead and he's leading these children who have supposed. This is the theory, not the movie itself, but that he's dead and he's leading these kids essentially to heaven because they've already died too, which is why they never go back to see their mother and father. This is just a theory. It's creepypasta stuff.
mm-mm.
But honestly, though, watching the movie, I feel like I could see why they came up with that theory because it really kind of sounds. It seems like it kind of goes with the storyline, if you think about it. Especially, well, I don't want to give anything away, but I'll mention something later off camera in case people who haven't seen it for whatever reason.
The people haven't seen Peter Pan by now. My favorite one was Hook with Robin Williams, but
Never saw that.
we just got to make a list of movies that you haven't seen that you need to watch.
I gave up on it.
That's terrible. Next movie, yeah, we got the opportunity to go check out the new Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 last night. And I got to say, out of all the franchises, they have it with this one.
They did good.
They did a great job with this one. Like, it had me excited. Just being in the movie theater, just knowing the story, knowing the characters, soundtrack, everything from start to finish. Even had a little emotional aspect to it. Holly was in there crying in the movie.
Not like bawling, but I teared up a bit.
But yeah, they did a real good job. James Gunn did a good job directing it. The characters, we've been familiar with them for a while, just from the volume 1 to where they're at now. So character development with them, even introducing like some people that haven't been there so much, and just bringing them into the storyline. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. They said this is the best probably the best Marvel movie since Endgame. You know, we've had a few in between there. They had Ant-Man that ain't do too hot. Going to the theater on Thursday, it was cool to see because people came out. The numbers for the people that were just in theaters yesterday, I was like, is this the weekend? Like,
I guess more people like Guardians of the Galaxy than they do Ant-Man and whatnot.
Like Ant-Man, you got to just accept that one character, and you got like the little supporting characters. But I think with like Guardians, they play so well off of each other. You have Batista's character in there. You have Bradley Cooper playing the raccoon Rocket. Even Vin Diesel, who only says 2 words. I'm Groot.
He's getting paid.
Yeah, but I mean,
he's getting paid like $54 million.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a lovable bunch. It's just like you enjoy seeing them on screen. You enjoy seeing the.
It's
the
a weird
banter.
family, but it's a family.
Yeah, you enjoy seeing the banter between them back and forth. But I'd go see it again
in theaters.
I mean, I would, but I'm not going to.
Oh.
Yeah, when it hits that Disney Plus or that cinema app, yeah, I'm gonna watch it again. But
it won't be long.
Yeah, it's cool. It's family fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoyed it. So
some funny moments and whatnot. It was. Good.
Oh yeah, no, it's always gonna be funny moments with that crew. They're a motley crew. So yeah, if y'all looking for something to go check out this weekend, or if y'all were on the edge, yeah, definitely go check it out. And then upcoming movies for 2023. You're just looking in the theaters.
Like, and then this is the next 2 months.
Yeah, we got the Fast 10 that's coming out on the 19th.
Fast 10, your seatbelts.
Yeah, Indiana Jones. They brought back Harrison Ford. That's crazy.
I say this is probably his last one, probably.
Transformers: Rise of the Beast is going to be a good one.
It's going to be good.
DC, they're trying to get back into the movie game. They got Blue Beetle. Never heard of it before, but the trailer looks cool.
I'm not as excited for that one.
I'm gonna check it out. They got my man,
dude from Cobra Kai.
Yeah, dude from Cobra Kai. But more importantly, they got George Lopez is in there, so that's gonna be cool. DC also is coming out with the Flash. With
the Flash is gonna be
Michael
good.
Keaton and Ben Affleck are gonna be in that. That's gonna be a good one. Hunger Games. They got the prequel coming out.
I never watched any of the Hunger Games.
Just check it out. I think
I
that'll
like
be a
Jennifer
good time.
Lawrence. I need to go back and watch it.
Yeah. Hunger Games was a good series they put together. Just watching the trailer for the prequel, I didn't really pay too much attention in the Hunger Games, but I know like some of the main characters. So seeing how the prequel looks, I was pretty excited. I'm like, all right. And then Marvel's back with the Marvels. So they're bringing.
This was the first trailer that I've seen for it.
Yeah,
which was good.
So that should be good. But
I will say with the Marvels, if you haven't watched, what's the series on
Miss Marvel?
Miss Marvel on Disney Plus, you're gonna need to watch it because she doesn't just make an appearance. She's a part of the plot, so you're gonna need to know who she is, her background story, blah blah whatever.
Even that, I mean, Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau. Mm-hmm. All those characters play a Disney, they do a good job from taking their series on Disney Plus and building it into movies.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, too, the Christmas series that they did for Guardians of the Galaxy, just that little one Christmas special or whatever, has a play and the Guardians too. Not much anything that you couldn't pick up on, but I mean it was a cute little segment too. So I'd check that out. It should still be on there.
Yeah. But yeah, moving on to entertainment. I had to put this on here because I called the topic Hollyweird. And it's the Met Gala. I know we see this thing every year. Celebrities go out, and it looks like Halloween for one day. They come out in the most elaborate, the most weird costumes. And Hollywood's already a weird place. And I think this takes the cake for it. Met Gala, also known as the Met Ball, is an annual fundraising event held at the Metropolitan. Why did I write it like that? I don't Museum of Art in New York City. The event serves as an open night of Costume Institute's annual fashion exhibition and is attended by the range of celebrities and high-profile individuals from the worlds of fashion, entertainment, and business, which makes sense because these just be the weirdest people. Like, I'd be looking like...
Some of them didn't look horrible.
This is an odd matchup. Like, I got to speak on, like, who's your boy? Jared Leto came in there in a cat costume.
Doja Cat came in
a cat. And then Doja came dressed as a cat.
Like she had a face of a cat.
No, she was doing an interview, and she was the cat. Like, the lady was asking her questions, and she was meowing.
She had the face of a cat, like prosthetics of a cat face.
Yeah, so yeah, these people they go all out.
What do they raise money for?
It's for the museum, so
okay.
It's considered one of the most prestigious fashion events in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Guests expected to dress accordingly to a specific theme that changes each year. The event is often referred to as fashion's biggest night out, and has been attended by some of the most iconic and influential figures in the industry. You know, I'm not the most fashionable person in the world. And if that's what fashion is,
That's the thing is with fashion. It's like it makes absolutely no sense, but people will spend thousands of dollars.
Thousands. Let me tell you how much it is. With the inflation price, the Met Gala's ticket price for 2023 was priced at $50,000, which was up from the 2022 price of just $30,000
Does that get me
per person. No, because of the tables. That's just your ticket. The tables range from $200,000 to $300,000.
So I got to pay an extra money to get into this place? Absolutely not. I thought it was like you were invited.
No. Yeah, nothing is an invite in Hollywood. Like, you might get an invite, but you still got to pay when you show up.
Oh, I'm not paying nothing. So this
and that doesn't include the what you have to pay for the costumes.
Well, see, that's what I figured. Well, I guess you would have to pay for them too. I don't know why I thought you didn't have to, because this year's theme was Karl Lagerfeld. They were trying to not remember. What's the word I'm looking for? Honor. Thank you. Karl Lagerfeld. I think he died recently. I don't know when he died. Anyway, big fashion designer. So supposedly everybody was wearing pieces of his collections, I guess, throughout the years or whatnot. And I saw a post with Lizzo, and she went on really solely because apparently from what she said, I guess she's done research, I don't know, said that Karl Lagerfeld was a huge, like, he hated fat people. He didn't want him in his clothes, blah, 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 whatever. So she took a picture of her wearing one of his pieces in a fast food restaurant eating fries to just kind of, like, take it to him. Was that the right noise for that?
I don't know.
Okay. But,
who knows?
Yeah. So, like, and that's the thing with a lot of these designers too. Like, you've got any and everybody wearing your clothes now, and a lot of them do not want people of certain looks to wear them. So, Tommy Hilfiger being one of them.
I ain't gonna talk about Tommy because
I wore his stuff way too much in
I heard some things.
Early 2000s. Oh, I'm sure. Tommy was not a good person as far as inclusive. But anyways.
Yeah, on top of that, Hollywood.
You didn't even talk about the roach that made it to the...
I don't care. I don't care about that. And that's the crazy thing about it. Like, the roach stole the show.
He did.
But somebody was like, what do you expect? You're in New York. It's like...
I'm surprised there hasn't been a cockroach out there yet.
And I was thinking, like, because they were like, no, don't step on it. I was just like, somebody like Peter or somebody's going to come along and they're going to shut this down from here on out.
Yeah.
PETA.
I thought you said Peter.
Nah.
Peter.
PETA.
PETA, yeah.
The animal rights activists. But, yeah, on top of that, now Hollywood's in a writer's strike. So TV and movie writers went on strike on Tuesday for the first time in 15 years. I remember hearing about this 15 years ago when they went on strike. After negotiations with film studios failed to reach new contracts. So history suggests the walkout could last for weeks or even months, meaning a hiatus in production from everything from your favorite late night TV shows to your hit streaming series. And that's what could happen next. So some of 11,500 film and TV writers belonging to the Writers Guild of America are negotiating with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, which represents the major 8 studios: Amazon, Apple, Disney, Warner Brothers, Discovery. So pretty much everything that's on TV right now, they're striking for. They did this before. A lot of the issues is ranging around pay disparities. They want more money. And the big thing now is they want to receive residuals from streaming services,
which is not bad. I mean, I can see where they're coming from because we didn't really have this problem back in 2008.
Now, 15 years ago, streaming wasn't as popular as it was. So yeah, I can understand that. If you're writing for something similar to the music, you want to be able to receive credits. You want to be able to receive those residual incomes from your work, especially if you get on like a hit series, it takes off. You want to get a little check in the mail 10, 15 years down the line. So I can understand that. It says even as budgets for series have grown, writers are making a smaller share of the money the guild said. Streaming services use smaller writing staffs, which the industry calls mini rooms, and they also tend to have shorter seasons than broadcast shows. That leverages some writers to scramble to put together several sources of income in a single season. And so I had to do some research because I was like, man, how much are they making? I was like, cause yeah, if you're striking, you want negotiations met, you want your demands approved. It says staff writers, the lowest paid roles typically work an average of 29 weeks on a network show for $131,834 annually, or an average of 20 weeks on a streaming show for $90,920. For a writer producer, the figure is about $7,000 per week, according to Trade Magazine Variety. And for a writer producer, the figure is about the same, about $7,000 per week. So I can understand where they're coming from. They want a little bit better pay, just like everybody here right now.
Well, I mean, you got to think, if you haven't done this in 15 years, obviously inflation has gone up.
Kind of. We see
bit.
where we see since before the pandemic to where we are now, how heavy inflation has hit pockets.
And I can definitely understand the streaming aspect of it too, because think of it too, like these shows, like you said, that have a huge following that people still watch. Like I did it the other day, binge watch The Office, Big Bang Theory, different shows like that are still running. I would most definitely still want something coming off of that, because you're obviously the reason why the show was so popular in the first place.
That is true. So, we'll see where it comes from. In music now, Ed Sheeran wins his lawsuit.
Which is good.
Is it though?
It is, because it wasn't even, it said the gay family was not the ones who was suing him. It was the people who co-wrote the song, or I think co-produced it, one of the two. And they were suing for, what did I say it was? Do you have it on here for how much it was?
I don't. I know it was an astronomical number.
Oh, it was $100 million. That's what it was. It was $100 million that they were suing for. So he even did an acoustic version of the song, like a mashup of the song in court. And I guess, I don't know if that was the deciding factor as to why he won his lawsuit.
Yeah. So, a musicologist for the defense told the court that the 4-chord sequence had been used in a number of songs before Gay's hit came out in 1973. It said that these chords were a songwriter's alphabet or toolkit, Sharon said on Thursday. No one owns them or the way that they are played, in the same way nobody owns the color blue. Mm-hmm. So I guess it's just the medley of how the music is put together. I don't know music like that.
I mean, which makes sense too, because that's like saying, oh, well, you have to copyright that because he used a piano. Like, you can't own the what they say, the sequence of it. You can only own your additions to it, I would assume, to make it a song. So, anybody could come out here and use the same tone of sorts, but that's not to say that it's somebody else's song. So I think it was a sort of a far reach trying to win this lawsuit.
Well, the big thing that, so his family sued and won the lawsuit against Robin Thicke, T.I.
Who, Ed Townsend?
Is that whose family? No. This was years ago for Blurred Lines.
Who sued him?
Marvin Gaye's family.
Their family.
Yeah, because that was a big thing with that. And they won that one because I guess Pharrell didn't hear the sample or something.
Yeah.
But
well, that's different. That's using a sample.
But with this, I think they were trying to ride that same wave and just trying to get over. But yeah. So Ed won. He was happy. He was cheering, smiling. But
and I don't know how much of a impact this had on it either. He also stated in the court that if he loses this lawsuit, he's not making any more music, that he's just going to quit. So I don't know how much. I mean, I can't imagine that Ed Sheeran has that much weight that people would actually care if he quits music. Sorry to say. Does he have some good songs? Yes, he does.
Did he really say that?
Yes.
Oh, if I lose, I'm not going to do music anymore.
Yes, he says if I lose this lawsuit, he said I'm just going to quit. There's no point in me going on.
Oh my God, no more Ed.
That's what I'm saying. Like I can't imagine it would have so much impact on the decision, because he's got some good stuff, but it's really not any he's not.
He ain't no Michael.
Yeah, that's a hard comparison.
I'm just saying, like, who else holds weight out here nowadays? For musicians, it's like, oh no, we can't lose you. We don't have any more people. These musicians getting cut off the
because they're also borrowing from everybody and their mama too. So it's nothing original.
Is it borrowing or is it stealing?
Borrowing if you do it correctly.
Because now I saw a thing where it was talking about Prince was talking about this was like years ago. He was talking about how the music industry is going to become samples, and it's going to get to the point where the samples are going to start getting sampled, and that's where we're at now. People are sampling the samples
Because nobody wants to work in anything anymore. You don't have really many original artists.
I mean, we see that from just all of culture now, from movies to music. To,
I mean, you know,
they're remaking movies over again.
and
They're remaking the
TV
remakes.
shows and all that. I'm all for if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing.
Like how many times we gonna
do
do?
something
How many
else.
times we gonna do the story of Batman?
Too many, and it's and they're not even really changing it. They're just changing the actors. Like you're not changing the storyline. He still loses his parents. He still ends up being a recluse of sorts, and he's still rich. Like,
You want poor Batman?
would that be Batman?
Yeah. There's a story when he was just down and out. We don't get that. So he's always Bruce Wayne, Wayne Enterprises. But yeah, the American Dream. Put a question mark on there because.
Do we have an American Dream anymore?
Yeah, it's like, is it a dream or is it a nightmare? And I can go off any topics of this. I think the most recent one was they were talking about the cost to raise a child. I put this up there. It said today it costs $310, and this is a short number. Like it costs more than this. But just talking about how with the overall inflation, how much childcare is. A couple of my friends on Facebook were talking about how much they pay, and I was just like, whoa. I'm glad that we're in a position where your mom, my mother-in-law, is able to watch our son because tallying up the dollars and looking at how much daycare costs and talking to people for how much they pay, it's crazy.
And then not even that, all the horror stories that you hear with these daycares and all that. Like I can't do it. I can't mentally take that.
So yeah. Then on top of that, just looking at the numbers, I posted something earlier. Just talking about millennials are the most educated and the largest generation ever. And we followed the system's expectations. You know what they said, go to college, get a good job, work in that job, get your 401, retire. And it's like the system is failing because it said we are now the poorest ever. Got a lot of kickback just from people's thoughts on why that is.
Because we've got so much debt.
Well, debt's on top of it. Someone else said that just our constant spending. We just spend.
That too.
But I can see both sides of that coin.
Well,
I'm always going to say the debt because we take on a lot of debt to go to school to get these degrees that we thought we were going to be able to obtain a job in our field that we wanted to work in and make money.
That don't pay as much for anything.
Yeah. Like,
barely minimum wage.
And it depends on what that minimum wage is and what part of the country you live in. Yeah. Because, here living in Southwest Virginia, our expectation of, what is it?
Living?
Yeah. Is a lot less than what it would be in California, what it would be in New York.
But I think they take that into account, and then they seem to make it even lower than that. Like you need to be living below your means. Which,
ideally, you should always be living below your means.
Right.
But the thing is, we see how high food prices are now. It's hard to live below your means and still sustain an acceptable way of life. Because it's like, you don't want to be eating cheese sandwiches and peanut butter and jelly every day. Sometimes you want to go out. You want to be able to splurge and eat well. But it's hard. Like you said, if you have those debts already on your head, and then you want to try and get ahead. If you want to go get like a house, then you got a house payment. Or if you want to get a car, then you got more things. So yeah, it's impossible nowadays to try and save. And the topic came up was like, how do you build yourself up out of that? How do you dig yourself out of the hole? People are like, oh, you got to live below your means until you can save your way out. You can't save your way to wealth.
No, because there's always there's always different factors that could come in and can clean out whatever savings that you do have. You never know what life's going to throw at you.
Yeah, and I always post those memes, and it's like, yeah, you think you're getting ahead, and then your car starts making those funny noises. Always happens at the most inopportune times.
Telling you, they say you should to live, quote, comfortably. You should have 3 months salary saved?
No, I think it's more than that.
3 months.
We can't even say that now because of how the layoffs took place. Like people at my job, they got let go back in when? February.
I think, yeah.
The majority of them still have not got a new job, and they were only given like 3 months severance. So, yeah, 3 months saved up as an emergency fund is not enough, because the moment you're not having that income come in,
Well,
then something else happens. You need a new roof. Your radiator goes out in the car. Your
and
AC.
I think they say ideally you should have like a year's salary saved.
But how do you save a year's salary if you can't even? The majority of the world, America right now, still living paycheck to paycheck.
Well, that's the thing, is that we're not getting paid a decent living to where we shouldn't have to worry about this, that, and the other, or having to sacrifice one thing so what another thing could be on, or whatever.
And yeah, and the thing with that, they said never depend just on one income solely. So having like a hustle, or having another avenue to get additional means of revenue in. I think now with this internet money, it's more easier to be able to find something where you can get money in. Because before, grandparents' era, you couldn't just go on an app and be like, all right, I'm gonna do a DoorDash or figure out another like side hustle to do things. Like, you got to be skillful in a certain area.
Well, and the pandemic showed us that really too, that you have to find something else that you can do to make money off of, because you clearly cannot rely on your job providing what you're going to need in any instance. So a lot of people have been able to find that creativity and turn it into a profit, which is great. But you also got to keep thinking of how you can grow it and how you can do something else. And some people, even decided to take that full on instead of doing their 9-to-5 job, which is good. But
I don't blame them, because I mean,
most people just work for insurance now anyway.
Yeah, the comfort, of a 9-to-5 is good, because you would think a few months ago it was stability, but as we see, that's not even guaranteed anymore. So yeah, just depending on your own self to be able to get out and make something happen. And I saw something else now. Like, you work in banking. I don't know what's going to happen with y'all in like another 10 years, because all these fintech companies are offering greater savings for savings accounts. We saw that with Apple when they announced a few weeks ago that they were going to be giving customers like 4% interest on their savings account. Like, Apple getting into the financial game now.
They know where to go.
Now, Robinhood's doing the same thing, 4.65%. And they said that they're insured up to $1.5 million by the FDIC.
There's the thing with banking. I've said this for years, and I really think where I'm at, I might be okay because I'm back office, so everybody's going to need like somebody to fix whatever's going on. But banks, really, when it comes to our generation, we're not going to let these stay open how they are now, because we've got our money in places like this, or we've got it elsewhere. We don't have to go to a physical location to get our money or to do, anything like that. And we know that we're not getting any kind of interest on our accounts, which really they're not staying these accounts long enough to gain interest. But I just think, I really do think I'd give it another, I'd say 10 to 15 years at max. And the physical banks are not going to be there much longer. So it's just
gonna be relics.
It really is, because really the only generation that's keeping them open right now would be our parents and whatnot, and even them sometimes are moving their own to different platforms like this too, because you're just not getting a good return on your money that you have in there, like less than a percentage. That's on a crazy savings account. Like, let's say you've got $50,000 in a savings account, and I think the most you could get is like a 0.25% interest on that. So like, what is that getting where you can go to Apple and get 4%?
Yeah, I need that.
Something like that, you know what I'm saying? Or put it in different stocks or something like that to get a better return on it. And it's just so many stipulations depending on what kind of account that you have it in that you have to meet before you can take it out, like a Roth or something like that, or you're penalized for even taking it out before a certain age. It's just way too many complications. So, we as a generation, millennials, are looking for different ways to put our money in to where it's more easily accessible and also still growing while we're not doing anything with it. And banks are just not doing that.
Yeah, us in the generation that's coming thereafter, like instant gratification. Like, it's like, oh yeah, leave your money in a 401k till you're 65, 70, or however what the age is now. Like, we don't want to wait that long. Like, it's our money. We want it now. JG Wentworth, we need it. Like, we don't want to have to be sitting here waiting on, because, yeah, I mean, for a lot of us, unfortunately, that time's just not going to come. You sit here, and even, like, the thought of retirement in my head is just like, yeah, that ain't happening. I got to figure out how I can get it right now, because
I'm not trying to wait another 20 years.
20 years? Retirement for 20 years? You got, like, another...
About 30.
Yeah.
Probably about 30.
I
You're
probably
right.
got more.
Right.
I got more time I need to invest in working than I've been alive right now. I think they bumped it up now. I think it's like 70 years old.
No, it's like 67.
Yeah, that's crazy.
65, 67.
And then what's the average life expectancy? Yeah, they want us
About
to put all
70.
this extra time in. So that's why I be, like you said, looking for opportunities to be able to grow some revenue, get them some business ventures.
Property.
Yeah, definitely.
Property management.
Yeah, ownership is the only way to build wealth and riches in this country. But yeah, even looking at stocks like back in the day, just talking to my grandfather and father, I was like, man, y'all could have had Apple for $1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I wish Apple was just at like $174 today, and they've had a few splits. So I'm like, imagine just being able just to buy up a couple shares of these stocks before they actually became the companies they are now. Like, stuff like that. Like, you could hold those things for 20 plus years.
That's one.
Not even think about it.
One man I know, he said that was one of his biggest regrets is he didn't buy Google when it was like dollars for a stock or whatever. He said, I kick myself all the time for that. I said, well, I mean, learn from it and catch the next big wave when you can. Cause
I mean, they're waves, but now like stuff is so expensive. Like, but I mean,
but if you see the way, like how we're progressing as a society, like how you do, like you can look out for that industry that we're moving it into. Like right now, the big thing is electric vehicles.
the big thing now is AI.
Well, AI and electric vehicles.
We always get these buzzwords every couple of months. A few months ago, like you said, it was electric EV. Before that, it was crypto. That was the hot topic. Now everything is AI that everything is migrating towards. So, yeah, like the moment you start hearing these industries start saying certain words, start moving towards that, because they're gonna lead you to the water.
You just better hope it's not poison.
I mean, we've been getting poisoned now from what they told us. Go to college and get a job. I mean, rather poison myself than take the poison pill from somebody else.
True story.
Wedding bells. So I post, why do you look like that? Like we getting married or something.
Think we already are.
So yeah, I posted this online the other day. I like seeing what everyone else, how they view these statuses and their takes on it. But I put this up, ranked the following, just to get people's perspectives, get an idea on what they deem is important to them. But you had some people, I don't know what was up. I was like, nothing at all. Nothing's important. Forget this whole list. Burn it. I'm like, whoa. Tone it down.
Well, some people may not have had the best experiences with things like this. So it's different for everybody, obviously. I posted mine. Well, you never said anything about yours.
I think for me, it's definitely the getting married, staying married, the reception, maybe the honeymoon. I mean, we got married. I didn't have nothing anyway, so I couldn't really worry about no prenup. I saw something now. People are talking about prenup is important, and I'm thinking like,
why?
I mean, just let you blow up. I mean,
but and this is just my opinion. Don't come at me. Don't try to do anything. Whatever. If you need a prenup in the first place, I feel like maybe you're not trusting of the person you're trying to marry. I understand it's probably good for legal purposes. But if you really love the person and you think that they're going to be better for you, then why are you worried about a prenup in the first place?
Stop. What's love got to do with it?
Apparently nothing.
Got to protect your assets and also protect your...
Yes.
Yeah.
Clearly. But I mean, the whole thing is with a marriage is that you're coming together. So essentially, that would include your finances as well.
I mean, yeah, I understand that, but...
I mean, this is a good theory.
Yeah, I mean, in certain situations, and that's for conversations that people have ahead of time. I mean, like I said,
if you do marriage counseling,
I didn't have nothing. You ain't have nothing really.
Nope.
I wasn't even thinking about a prenup at the time. And I mean, certain situations, depending on what you have. Yeah, like I said, conversations for people.
Oh, yeah.
And also looking at it now, like the cost of marriage, woof.
What? It's so much.
And I think it's more of the showmanship now that people get caught up on. The overall, just the ceremony than the actual overall act, because people are like, oh, I think they just want like to go around saying, oh, I'm married, or oh, I had this ceremony, or oh, this is how much my wedding dress was, or this is how much the rings are. I mean, we're having this conversation the other day. Like, the wedding is not for men at all.
It's not. We just need y'all to show
Yeah,
up.
it's not for us. Like, women are the ones that typically, y'all get proposed to. Y'all get the rings, you know. And we were watching that show the other day, and the guy was like, oh, no, you didn't spend enough. And I'm like, and like you said, if you love somebody and the love is genuine, then it shouldn't matter what, it shouldn't matter.
Should not.
It shouldn't. But at the end of the day, you know, y'all people get together, y'all gossip, y'all, you know, oh, girl, look, this is what he got me. This is how
First
much
of all,
the
you
ring
better take
was.
me out of this conversation.
Look how big the, I'm just talking. I'm not saying
You said
you ain't got no
y'all.
friends to be.
Where are your friends?
Oh.
Where are yours? Okay.
But yeah, you know, it's a showboat thing. It's like,
I mean,
oh
it
yeah, my
is.
ring is this big, or how much did he spend on it? How much was your wedding dress? Oh,
I'm
how much
very
did you pay
excited.
for your flowers, your ceremony? Your,
Well, that's because people are putting too much emphasis on the wrong things. I am very excited the fact that I had my wedding dress was $100.
I'm very excited for that too.
You didn't pay for it.
To the point where, who is the gymnast that just got married? Simone
Simone
Biles.
Biles. Oh, people are so mad about
Simone Biles
hers.
got married to a man that loves her, and they're both well off.
Yeah, I would assume she's got some money from
And the
those
only thing
medals.
people wanted to do was get on there and hate, talking about, oh, whoa, she should have laid her hair down. Oh, she paid that much for her wedding dress and her
Her dress
shoes.
was like not much at all.
And I'm thinking, like, what does this have to do with any of y'all? Like, her man loves it.
That's all that matters.
They didn't have to do. They had a nice, small, private ceremony, and that just goes to show people are gonna find a reason to hate about anything.
Which, ladies, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I can guarantee you, 10 years from your wedding date, your man's not gonna remember everything that happened. More than likely, he ain't gonna remember your dress either. So, it really doesn't matter how much you spend on it. You spend to what you want to look nice, but don't go broke trying to do this stuff, because it just doesn't make much sense. We had a nice wedding, don't get me wrong, and you know, obviously I'm not going to say how much we paid for ours on here, but you know, I think it was tasteful.
No, it was modest, because you know me, I'm frugal. I've been like, nah, we're not doing that.
You got to be a little bit, especially if you're going into a marriage and you don't have, like, luckily, you know, you had the house, so we didn't have to worry about that. But, you know, think of it this way, things that you save on for your wedding can go towards your honeymoon and stuff like that. And that's why I put honeymoon before reception, because you need to also make time to celebrate you as a couple, as a newly married couple, for just you and him. Like, that's the wedding, and the ceremony is for everybody else. It's for family and friends and whatnot. But the honeymoon is just for you guys to enjoy yourselves and the celebration that you just had. So, you know, that's what I think I did. Getting married, staying married, the wedding ceremony, the honeymoon, I think the rings, and then prenup. I'm pretty sure that was mine. I tried to get you a better ring, and you didn't want one.
Man, I don't care about this ring. I mean,
Thanks.
I care about the ring, but I'm saying I ain't need nothing that was expensive. You know, cop this off Amazon. Something to, you know, put on my finger. Didn't need nothing that was going to be too flashy. I don't like to be too flashy. And people start asking questions. And
what questions?
Hey, can I borrow $30 until Tuesday?
Ain't nobody gonna ask you to $30 because of your wedding ring.
You know, and then, like, you know, you hit your hand up against stuff, and then the rings fall out, and nah, I ain't got time for that. Nah, you know, just get something modest so you can put on my finger. People know I'm married. I don't even think this has came off since I've been.
It's come off like once, and it was a tough.
Yeah,
It didn't come off easily, which is good.
I don't even wear jewelry like that. I got this little Fitbit watch, and that's it. I don't do the jewels.
The what?
The jewels. Jewels.
Jewels. That's how the rich say it.
But,
you know, it's nice. I love my little ring. I almost lost
wow,
it.
little ring.
I meant that not
Whoa,
in the literal sense.
Watch your mouth.
Not in the literal sense. I love my ring. You
Jeez.
can't see it from here, but I love
Shit,
it.
now they can't see it from here. Jeez, it's crazy.
Sorry. Didn't mean it that way in any sense. But I remember I lost it.
Yeah, I
I
know.
thought I
I
lost
told
it, and
you.
it broke my heart.
Yeah,
It
I
was
was like, you
horrible.
need to get that ring sized. Oh, it's fine. And
Well, I thought it was. Luckily, and by the grace of God, it was right outside of the door of right inside of the door of my job. Had it been outside, I would have never found it ever again. But I'm surprised it was there because I figured it wouldn't be. Like we searched, we had gone to. It was Valentine's Day, and we went to O'Charlie's, and they were having a Delta dinner, which was funny because they had everybody in the that area that we were in was searching for my ring. So, and I was in tears. Called mom in tears afterwards. I lost my ring. Did you just Sonic me?
yeah.
Okay. Anyway, found it. Still have it. Love it. And we're good to go. And we got it sized.
That's crazy. Why do women get the wedding band and the wedding ring?
Because we're special.
And then we just get the ring. And
That's why, because you're supposed to get like a nicer wedding band because you only get one.
I'm cool.
Because the wedding ring the ring itself is just an engagement ring. Once you add the band, then it's a wedding set.
I think this whole thing is a ruse
Probably.
by the wedding industry in order to just perpetuate
More than likely. But
a system.
y'all buy into it, so.
We ain't got no choice.
You have a choice. It just might not turn out well
Nah,
for you.
I'm cool on that.
You always have a choice. What else we got?
That's all I had for today.
Okay.
Got to go pick this kid up.
Our son?
Yeah, that guy.
That cool guy. Who apparently has got teeth coming in up top.
About time. I was worried about him.
I was a little bit too.
Like, dude, you're supposed to be getting teeth. What's going on? You only got 2.
He's doing good. He's growing, getting big, getting into everything per usual. We got to find food too.
I'll find it later.
I need to find it now. I'm hungry.
Oh, yeah. I'll give a shout out to Sticks and Spoons.
Oh, that was really good.
Yeah, Lamplighter Mall. If you're here in Roanoke, Virginia, Lamplighter got a couple hidden gem spots over there that we went to Sticks and Spoons, tried that out. It was a ramen bar. Food was top notch.
It's very good.
My first time eating there. They got a couple other spots out there I'm going to go check out here in the next coming weeks. But yeah, if you're in the area and you haven't checked it out, check out Sticks and Spoons out in Lamplighter Mall.
It's very good. The Korean barbecue places out there, that's probably next on our list. So.
Mm-hmm. Then they got the pho, what is it?
I think it's pho.
Yeah. Check that out too.
But anything, like I said, remember Strawberry Festival tomorrow from 10 to 4, and then the Taquerita Fest, I think, starts at 12. Strawberry Fest, I believe, is free to get in. I think there's a charge to get into the Taquerita Fest, but I'm not sure.
It's like $5 or so, but I'm going to be out there. They got tacos, margarita tastings. Yeah, it'll be a good time. Yeah, if y'all in the area, check it out. Weather should be nice.
But whatever you do, if you are drinking or whatever, be careful, be safe. Don't make stupid decisions because it's a quote holiday. So, y'all have a good weekend. What are you looking for?
Nothing. Why?
Oh, I didn't know. Y'all have a good weekend. Stay safe and enjoy this weather while we got it.